Hello and welcome to Of the People. My guest needs no introduction. The former governor of New Jersey, Chris Christie. Welcome to Of the People, Governor.
Bob, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. I first want to thank you for your moral clarity on Israel. It is evil, and to hear someone of your stature call it out as evil is really relieving, because we see not everyone is on the same page for that.
No, not everyone is, but they should be, because it's in Israel now. It could be in your backyard next. We have to stand up all the time against that kind of evil that's based upon prejudice and hate.
Agreed. Before we even go there, let's talk about, you're running for president, of course, and you're the former governor of New Jersey, a blue state, and it's been a long time since New Hampshire has voted Republican. I believe it's George Herbert Walker Bush, if memory serves me correctly. But you're basically running and saying, this is what I did in New Jersey. Here's what I can do for the country. So when you think back to your term as governor, your 2 terms, what are the 2 or 3 things you're most proud of that you want to say to the New Hampshire voters, hey, I did this for New Jersey, I can do this for New Hampshire and the country?
Well, the first thing is that we solved the pension and health benefit problem with public workers there by saving $120 billion in that plan, by making sure they paid their fair share and making sure that we were not overpaying, and make sure we put our contributions in as a state. Second, on education, we increase educational choice more than any governor in the history of the state. And so you have charter schools and Renaissance schools that people are able to go to now in our worst school districts that have now increased reading scores and math scores by between 50 and 70%. Third, when we had a huge crime issue in the city of Camden, the most dangerous city in America when I became governor, we fired the entire Camden City Police Department. Because they weren't doing their job. We hired a new police department, trained them in community policing and in violence de-escalation. And 10 years later, Bob, the murder rate in Camden is down 75%.
Really?
It's about getting things done, working with everybody who's concerned about these problems and doing it.
Appreciate that. Second question. Let's go to the war or attack on Israel unprovoked by Hamas. You said, and correctly so, that, and I'm paraphrasing, that Iran is the head of the snake. You're president. How do you deal with Iran? Because Israel will defend itself against Hamas. I don't have any doubt of that. But at some point, the end game has to be Iran. What would you do as president?
Well, the Iranians need to understand that if what they're going to do is sponsor terrorism that kills Americans, that there will be retaliation, military retaliation from America, both by our army and by our intelligence community. And so what I would be asking for as president is a complete plan of options of how to retaliate most effectively against Iran, and then implement the ones that I thought were the best. And it should not just be Israel on its own. They can handle their problem, as you said. I believe that about the IDF.
Sure.
But Iran is a separate issue, and the Iranians need to know that they're not going to be able to sponsor terror that kills Israelis and kills Americans and not have direct retaliation against them as well.
I appreciate that. I was always taught that if Hamas lays down their arms, there is no war. If Israel lays down their arms, there is no Israel.
And there's no peace either.
And there is no peace. Last question, much broader, 50,000-foot view question. As I watch the debates, as I watch everything that's gone on within the Republican campaigns, and I still am a Ronald Reagan guy, right? Thou shalt not speak ill against another Republican, and it's so hard these days. Big picture. Forget about uniting the country. How do you heal a nation? You're president. How do you heal a nation?
By accomplishing things that make them feel like America can get things done again. I think when they look at having no speaker in the chair in Washington, debt that has been $13 trillion in debt added in the last 6 years to our debt, educational system that has 39% of our 8th graders not reading at grade level, they feel despondent and divided because the government doesn't accomplish anything. What I proved in New Jersey, in a blue state, is that conservative ideas can be adopted in states like that and under difficult times with clear, strong leadership that uses the bully pulpit and knows how to make a deal with the other side in order to make progress for our country. That's exactly what I will do, is force the other side to make some agreements with us so that we can get things done in this country.
Appreciate that. Governor, I know you're a busy man. Thank you for taking a couple minutes
Bob,
with us.
I'll be back.
Pleasure to see you.
Thank you.
Come on the show anytime.
Thank you very much.
Folks, we're with Governor Chris Christie of New Jersey, former Governor Chris Christie of New Jersey, of the people. Thanks so much for joining us. Governor, thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
I'll be in touch.
You got it. Just email me.
You got it.
Thank you, Governor.